Good morning, welcome to Morning Maths. It's day 48 now. Day 48, you just need pencil and paper. Copy me if you need to, go faster than me if you can. Year 3 level question 1. Value of the 5 in 325. What's the value of the 5? Units, tens, hundreds. You can see it's worth 5 units. 5 units. So this is a different type of place value question than some we've been doing, but 5 units is worth 5. That's question 1. We're just saying what the 5 is worth. It's worth 5 units. It's not worth 5 tens or 5 hundreds. It's worth 5 units. Question 2, I think I'll fit here. 837 plus 324. That fits in very nicely, doesn't it? 7 plus 4. Okay, 7 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 is 11. 3 plus 2, that's 5, isn't it? 3 plus 1, 2 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. Because there was that little one there, wasn't there? 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. And 8 plus 3, I'll use my top number line, 8 plus 1, 2, 3 is 11. So the answer is 1,161. A 4-digit number is the answer. Let's go to question 3, which I'll do at the top. Question 3, 421 minus, that's that word, 421 minus 358. So when you're doing minus, you need to have the biggest number at the top when you're doing the column method. I should put my hats on. I didn't do that on that one, did I? Might as well do that now. We're always dealing with units, tens and hundreds in these two questions. So 1 take away 8 we can't do, because if you have £1 you can't give away 8. So 1 take away 8 we can't do. 1 will need to get some help. It goes to this 2, which goes down to a 1, and we can take 1 over here. So we have 11 take away 8, which we can do, because 11 take away 8 is, take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 3. 1 take away 5. If you have £1 you can't give away 5. If you have 1 10 you can't take away 5 tens. So we can't do this. 1 will need to get some help from the hundreds column. 400 goes down to 300. And one of those can come over here to help the tens. Because when 100 comes over, it's worth 10 tens. And we already had 1 10. Now we have 11 tens, take away 6 tens. 11 take away... I said that wrong, didn't I? 11 tens take away 5 tens. 11 take away 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took away 5, didn't I? It was 6. That's why I was saying 6 in the first place. I was thinking of the answer. 11 take away 5 is 6. And 3 take away 3 is 0. You don't need to write that 0. 3 take away 3 is 0. 300 take away 300 is no hundreds. So the answer is just 63, a 2-digit answer. That's one of the hardest ones we've done because of all the help that we needed to get during that question. So that's about as hard as takeaway gets in year 3 at year 3 level. If you can do that, then you've mastered the year 3 level takeaway. I should say, if you can do that accurately, which means getting them right every time, then you've mastered that. 4 times 11. I'll sing my 4s 11 times. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 and 28, 32, 36 and 40. 44. Counted up to 11 fingers. I don't have 11 fingers, but counted 10 and then an extra 1, and I got 44. 4 times 11 is 44. And question 5 will be sharing things out because it's divide. 12 divided by 4. I've got to figure out a way of having room to share things. So I've got 10, 11, 12 of these cubes, sharing them between 4 groups. I'll put one group in the top corner, one group in each corner of the board, I think. That's what I'll do. So 2 for that one, 2 for that one, 2 for that one, 2 for that one, 3 for that one, 3 for that one. Oops. 3 for that. I'm not sure if I messed that up, but as long as I've got the same number in every group, it's okay. And there's 3 in every group, so I've shared it fairly, that means. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. And we've finished the year 3 level. We can move on to year 4 level very soon. Okay, let's go with question 6. What's this one? Value of the 8 in 5,587. Value of the 8 in 5, 5, 8, 7. It's in this column here, not the units, but the tens, not the hundreds, not the thousands. So it's worth 8 tens. We can write 8 tens. That's correct. We could also write 8 times 10, which is 80, because 8 tens is, of course, 80. There's the answer. 2 answers, which are worth the same. 8 tens, which is worth 80. And we're straight away on question 7. 4-digit number added to another 4-digit number. This is typical year 4 level addition, 4 digits plus 4 digits. This is what you should be able to do. If this is a bit difficult still, just practice. Just keep practicing. That's what this is, practicing today. 7 plus 2 is 9. Just checking I copied my digits correctly. Okay. 5 plus 8 is 13. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7,039. Question 8. Switch our brains to takeaway mode. 4,000 take away 3,567. Biggest number on the top in column subtraction, which is 4,000. Do you know what's going to happen in this question? Hopefully you've noticed there's going to be a lot of help needed, a lot of what you might call borrowing needed. Because there's zeros at the top. And 0 take away 7 we can't do. So don't think it's 7, don't think it's 0, because it's not. 0 needs some help. You have to go right over here. And then you have to get the help all the way along. You know these ones. When you keep crossing out the 10, it goes to a 9. But the last one, you don't cross out the 10. 10 take away 7 is 3. 9 take away 6 is 3. 9 take away 5 is not 3. 9 take away 5 is 4. 3 take away 3. 3,000 take away 3,000 is 0. So the answer is 433. Now, not many people know number bonds to 1,000, but if you did, they go together to make 1,000, which is a little check. And we're on question 9. Multiply, which of course means times, 345 by 5. When I get to a times question, I always think, can I do times tables in disguise? But not on this one, because I don't know my 345 times table, and I don't know my 5s up to 345. So grid method, 345 times by 5. Okay, now I can do some times tables in disguise. 5 times 3 is 15, 2 zeros to place. 5 times 4 is 20, 1 0 to place. 5 times 5 is 25. Add up your 3 answers. I'm going to just get this 200 and put it underneath the 1,500 there, just so that I don't have to write 1,500 again. Then I'm going to get the 25 and put it there. So these are the 3 numbers I'm adding up. The 3 claret coloured numbers, weren't they? Listed like this now. So I'm just taking a little shortcut with my lining up. But make sure you've lined them up in the right place. Units with units. 5, 2, 7 and 1. 1,725. That makes sense. That was, of course, question 9. Forgot to put a question number. Make sure you put out your question numbers, or it's very hard for teachers to know what's going on if you don't put your question numbers. And on to question 10. Share means divide. 624 between 4. So you haven't done much division this year as a topic in year 4. So we're still working on year 3 level division, really. How many 4s in 6 is 1. because 1 4 is 4, but that says 6, so remainder 2. Lots of 4s in 22. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I counted 5 in 20, but that says 22, so I have a remainder of 2. Lots of 4s in 24. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. I counted on my fingers, and my fingers said 6. So the answer is 156. And we can go on to question 11 next. Year 5 level, value of the 9. Value of the 9 in 37.59. So this is decimal place value here. 37.59. We want the 9. I always go to units because I know that's before the decimal point. Then tenths, and then hundredths. So we're looking at 9 hundredths. That's what that's worth. 9 hundredths. Good to know how to spell hundredths. Notice that sound at the end, which makes it very, very different from hundreds. It's hundredths, because it has a th sound at the end. Different ways of writing this. As a decimal, you change everything to zeros except for the 9, and it's 0.09, because that's how it lines up. So we've got two answers now, 0.09, 9 hundredths, or the fraction is, of course, 9 hundredths. But as a fraction, 9 hundredths. Because it's the hundredths column and there's 9 in it. So it's 9 hundredths. So I have 3 answers there, all of which are correct. I hope so. I'm sure they are. Let's go to question 12. Nice little easy question. Just so we don't forget how to do easy things. Now, you could possibly do this in your head. Just be careful. If I add 8 to that, it's going to be 887. My technique is to do it in my head and do it on paper if it's easy, just to have a double check. 887. On to question 13. Question 13 is actually a typical SATS level question for year 6, really. Typical trick question. There's no decimals on the 20, and there is decimals on the 3.45. So we'll say 20 is the same as 20 point nothing. 20 point nothing, nothing, which it is. That's still just 20, isn't it? 20.00 is still 20. Then we can line up our decimal point and get everything lined up nicely. 3.45 lines up like this. Lots of helping required. Or many people call it borrowing. That's a 9. I don't think I'm going to improve any more with the mouse, because I've had so much practice now. This just probably as good as I'm going to get at writing with the mouse. You know, I don't know, maybe I'll get better. 16.55. That's our answer. 20 take away 3 would be 17, but 20 take away 3 and a bit goes down to 16 and a bit. So it makes sense. Always think, does my answer make sense? Do a check to see. Because maths is about accuracy. Question 14, the product of 234 and 6. So we'll do, I feel like doing both methods today. I'll start with the standard method. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So there's one method. I'll do grid method to check. You don't have to do both methods. You could just watch me do the work if you want, but just do one of the methods. Both if you're fast enough and you've got time. 234, and that's times by 6. So 6 times 2 is 12, and 2 zeros to place. 6 times 3 is 18, 1 0 to place. 6 times 4 is 24. So that'd be 1, 2, I think I'll add it up properly, just to make sure. Put the 180 under the 1,200, and I'll put the 24 under here. So I'm adding those two blue numbers onto that blue number, because we have to add our 3 answers together. And we should get 1404. And we do, 1,404. So 2 methods, so I'm happy that's right. And we can do question 15. You could almost sing your way to question 15. You run out of 5 times table, but you still could, couldn't you? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I've got 12 fingers when I get to 60. Then it goes 65, 70, 75, and I've counted 15 fingers, because the answer is 15. Bus stop will do it too, very, very quickly, and it's 15. And that's year 5 level done. We can go on to year 6 level. Question 16. Value of the 7 in this huge number. 7 million. Well, you heard the answer, didn't you? 7,112,510. Right from the start, you can hear the answer. 7 is in the millions column. We could put all our hats on, but we don't really need to. We know the answer is 7 million. How do you write that in digits? You get the 7 and you change everything else to a 0. So there will be 6 zeros. I usually write it in a words version or a partly words version. 7 millions. And there's just 2 versions for this. So that's the value of the 7. 7 million. Question 17. Another nice decimal addition. The reason it's nice, you probably know why, because they both have 2 decimal places. There's a little trick to do this in your head, because 599 is almost 6, very nearly 6. So if I added 6, I'd get 10.56, and then take away 1/100th, and I get 10.55. So the answer is going to be 10.55. If you're not sure how that works, doesn't matter, you can do column method and you get 10.55. Lots of little tricks and loads of different ways of doing maths as you get more confident and more capable. Sometimes you'll see there's 4 or 5 ways to do the same question and get the same answer. Question 18 we're on. 7 less than 3,002. My head's telling me 2,995. 2 take away 7 you can't do. So I think it's going to be 2,995. And when I do the column method, it tells me it is 2,995. On to question 19. 45,000 times 7. That is the same as 45 times 7, and then we put 1,000 on the end, because it's 45,000 multiplied by 7. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. Is it called cheating? I'm going to do a shorter version by getting 45 times 7 is 315, and then say, well, of course, it's 315,000, and 1,000 is shown by 3 zeros. So the answer is 315,000. I hope that makes sense. On to question 20, the last one. So down the bottom there, in case I'm confusing, that was question 19. Question 20 I'll do at the top, just to confuse you a bit more. 20 divided by 8. If I sing my 8s, 8 and 16, 24, it doesn't fit. But usually you can make these work by saying it's 20.0 or 20.00. I usually go for 2 zeros. I'm not sure how many you will need. Sometimes if you divide it by 8, you need 3 zeros. How many 8s in 2? 0, carried a 2. How many 8s in 20? 8 and 16 is 2, but remainder 4. Oh, I only needed 1 because 8 fits into 40. 8 and 16, 24 and 32, 40. Fits exactly. Turns out I only needed 1 0. I could put a 0 there, but 2.5 is the same as 2.50, so I don't need that at all. The answer is 2.5, 2.5. So if you can't divide 20 by 8, make it 20.0 or 20.00, and you can get an exact answer. While we're here, let's get a fractions answer. Fractions answer, you do the same thing. You get 2, remainder 4, which we put there. But if I just put remainder 4, to get a fractions answer, just cross out the R, put a line to make a fraction, and put the 8 on the bottom. 2 and 4/8 is the answer. If it was a remainder answer, it was 2 remainder 4, wasn't it? We did that already, 2 remainder 4. So 3 different answers, 2.5, which is the same as 2 and 4/8, and in this case it's the same as 2 remainder 4. Let's move on to the answers. 2.5 and all the other answers. So thanks for listening again, and I'll see you on episode 49.